Hey guys, you are going to get a bag that has these parts in it for the circuits that we're going to play around with today. Yours will be in a plastic bag and it'll have all the stuff inside. You should have a battery pack inside. You should have a little control board. You should have either a black or a white plastic arm like this. And then this is the actual servo motor that will turn once it's hooked up correctly. So let me show you how to hook things up correctly. The first thing you're going to want to do is work with the circuit board and the battery pack. The circuit board has a spot on the side where there's 9 pins, and it has a spot on the other side where there's 3 pins. You have to find the 3-pin side for the battery pack. And so you're going to take the connector from the battery pack and you're going to hook it up on the 3-pin side. If you slide it on like this, like I did, and you don't get any blue lights, then you know you've got the connector facing the wrong way. So you need to take that connector and then turn the connector over like that and try it again until you get blue lights. When you get those blue lights, you know you have the battery pack hooked up correctly. Now that the battery's hooked up correctly, you're going to grab the motor and take the connector from the motor and go to the side where there's 9 pins. And what you're doing is you're going to connect this. It doesn't matter which one you connect it on. You could do it on the top row, the middle, or the bottom. But you're listening for the motor to make a little small sound. Let's see if we can get it to make the sound. Let's see if we can hear it. If you hear that little sound right there, then you know you've got it hooked up correctly. And then I can turn this knob, which turns the top part of this motor right here. If I have this plugged in the wrong way, if this is flipped over, just like the battery pack, it's not going to work. So now when I turn the knob, you don't hear anything. So if it's not working, it's probably not broken. You just need to flip this back over so you hear that little sound. All right, down here, this little, it's kind of hard to see, but in this corner, there's a little button that says select right here where my finger's pointing. And you have 3 different modes. Right now I'm in the mode where this dial controls the motor. But if I push this button, that's in the off position where it's not doing anything. And if I push it again, it's continuous, where it's just going to run. I don't have to touch the dial or anything. It's just going to run. Then it goes back to controlled by the dial and then back to this off or standby. But what happens is you take this plastic arm and you take the plastic arm and you attach it almost like a Lego brick to the top of the motor. And then when you put it in the right mode, it either moves by itself back and forth like that, or you can put it in the mode where you can turn the dial and move it like this. And so what you can do with these is come up with some type of design. Here's a design that I made. It's just supposed to look like a frying pan. And what I did was I cut this out of construction paper and taped it down. And then I poked a hole through here on both sides so it goes all the way through. And what I'll do is I'll take my piece of bacon that I want to be moving in the pan, and I'm going to flip it over upside down, take my plastic arm piece, and what I'm going to do is it's kind of upside down too, and I'm going to take that and use a little bit of tape, and I'm going to tape the piece of bacon to the black plastic arm. Just going to wrap the tape around like this. And now it's kind of stuck to the piece of bacon. And what I can do is bring the motor underneath the paper and stick this top piece right here through the backside. And You may have to play around with it a little bit to get it to stick through like that. And then you can attach now the other piece just like a Lego by snapping that onto it. And then I can select the mode it's in, and I can have the piece of bacon frying in the pan like that. I can choose the mode where I can control it with the dial back and forth. And you can come up with all kinds of things. We've had people use, make hands that are waving. We've made people have, you know, like you know, drumsticks that were moving like this. We've had people create all kinds of things. So just let your imagination go and come up with something cool that you can do in class. And when you're finished, you just unconnect the pieces by taking them apart. And you'll have to take your plastic piece off and put all of those supplies back inside your bag. You can keep whatever you create, but unfortunately you can't keep the supplies. We need them for the next time we do the project. But I hope you like it, and hope you make something cool.